What was the LRGA? Okay. Detective, we need a minute. I don't know what just happened. Huh. Hey, thanks for coming to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell on your way in. I'm in here chilling, you guys. We're getting ready. We're getting ready to watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Well, I'm gonna watch it, and y'all are listening to me react to it and stuff like that. And so I just had it on, and then it disappeared. But they not stopping nothing. Here we go again. Resume. Nita, thanks for coming through. Have you seen the newest episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I like I just got up. But I haven't. I've been up for a while. Anyway, so far, Curvies, my camera, let me see. That's a little better. So far, I've only seen clips. Can you hear me okay? So far, I've only seen clips of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Uh, the final episode with Garcelle Bouvet. And let me just say, they proved her point. In the clip I saw, they proved her point about, which has been her point for a very long time. Now, I do have some thumbnails that I want to share. Like, I made some images. Let's see if it lets me share this stuff. Ooh, so you watched it, Nita. She said, yes, I didn't like the way. Oliver, thanks for coming through. Hello. I've been waiting all morning to get this notification. Well, hey, I didn't know that we were going to listen to it together, but we're going to listen to it together in real time. And I'm going to, I have a 58-minute version here on Peacock because, the extended version here on Peacock. So we're going to listen to it together, and I'll be able to pause and we'll be able to dissect different things. Let me see. I have some images. Let's try. What's this one? Yeah, let's allow that. Oh, first off, LRGA Curves. So today we're going to be showing a lot of images and listening to some stuff that I don't own the rights to. Okay. So because of that, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners. No copyright infringement is intended. Furthermore, for today's LRGA Curves video live, the intended purposes are commenting, teaching, education, and research. No infringement is intended. Okay? Okay? See, I want to make this one go up. So I had created this particular thumbnail that we have seen. Is that this one? Yeah. The one that I used for today's episode. Um, hate to see Garcelle leave, but love to see her walk away. Okay? Okay. Yes. It's so disappointed in Sutton. But you know what? Shouldn't have been. Crystal called it. Crystal called it. And Antebellum Sutton has remained Antebellum Sutton. Now she's Missy Ann. And I'm just, you know, It takes me to all the times I thought I had an ally and turned out not to have an ally. Kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Yep. Find out that bitch was sucking his dick the whole time. It's kind of sad. Anyway, we may or may not have all had that for an experience in a friend. Just somebody who didn't have our back in any way and actively behind the scenes and whenever given the opportunity were not working in our best interests. She didn't have anyone to back her up. Right. Let me see. Did I have my other image? This. So when I was making my thumbnails today, I was like, whoa, no. Now, I wish these things would just let me. This one? No. Okay. Is it this one? Okay. Is it this one? Yeah. So, remember when Garcelle wore the black dress to the reunion and they had laughed in her face after disrespecting her about throwing out her book? And she looked like she was going to cry. Nobody passes her a tissue, consoles her anyway. Just kind of look at her and almost even like scoot away when they notice it's usually time to like console, show compassion or anything. So during that season, I was delving into the constant dehumanization of Garcelle Bouvet in the sea of Karens, and was had created this way back when she wore that dress with the black rhinestones. The reunion, fresh on the heels of her son being attacked by cyberbully bots believed to have been caused by Lisa and the lip licker, and the Foxful 5 had something to do with it, allegedly. And then they had no compassion for her, her family, what they were going through. They all wanted her to put her and her family's feelings to the side so that she could have protection and compassion for them and what their family was going through at her family and hers expense. And I like, dang, that's a lot. So it's been a long time coming, this treatment that we've seen of Garcelle. And I would offer to have not listened to what we've been saying. Uh-oh. Sorry if I'm freezing over. Um, Nobody's been listening. Nobody's been paying attention. Yeah, the real witches of Beverly Hills still fuming about that, right? So it's a continuation of the treatment that we've been seeing her have to endure. Hey, Shelbs, thanks for coming through. And I was able to find this definition of dehumanization, which included exactly my feeling about me witnessing them laugh at her pain of her son and then laugh at her pain of her creativity and her ingenuity and her contribution of her book to society, and then laugh about that and then turn around and demand that she says thank you for fucking tomato sauce that probably had fucking raisins in it. Their house is filled with rats. Dirty ass house, Lisa Rinna. She demands respect and thank yous. Wait a second, babe. She demands respect and thank yous for freaking bland ass tomato sauce that you know has raisins in it. You know they be putting raisins in all the wrong shit. You know they do. And she gets to sit there and demand respect about that, but they don't even allow the space, the smidge of space for Garcelle to have any coddling or anything for her son, you know, or to try to protect him. And that cost her dearly in her relationship with him. She's just now getting back into, remember that whole season when she first got her house on the beach? When she first got her house on the beach, and he was like, Mom, you weren't there for me. You weren't there for me. You let those ladies do this to me, and you weren't there when I needed you. That's why I feel like I'm cool. Remember that episode on the thing after she had protected them as much as possible without getting all angry black woman, which they still try to treat her like. Anyway, I just thought it was really telling that I had this clip from that reunion. When had she walked out on that reunion, it would have been totally understandable then too. So I have no idea what I'm about to witness with regard to this episode. Except for the clips that I've seen like on TikTok this morning and on Instagram some. I tried not to watch too many because I knew I wanted to do this. So let's get started because like I said, it's 58 minutes, 12:20. So by 1:30, I'll try not to talk too much. We'll listen together. Okay.
Like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion includes a show of hands. Who's in heat here? 24/7.
The horny housewives of Beverly Hills. Sutton is very generous. I don't really feel like she tries to buy anybody. She's frugal. Now you're saying she's cheap? I think she's cheap.
Now that Tom has officially been convicted, what do you have to say? Do you now believe Tom is guilty?
It was something that I needed to address with my daughters. I talked to my girls about it, and they were like,
You told your girls you may be a lesbian too?
just like I am narrative that I am perpetuating. Actually started from you.
You best to know.
I don't want to answer any more questions, honestly.
So she was saying what she was saying, and then you get to sound crazy after. See, that's the other part about what Garcelle is talking about. Not only do they not even validate her feelings, allow space for her feelings, have any compassion for her feelings or anything like that, they also, hey babe, they also interrupt her constantly and try to tell her some backward shit. Okay? I'm like, what? Wait just a second. Okay. So, yeah. So, and now Bose is chiming in on. So, Andy was asking Garcelle a question. She goes to answer. He interrupts her. Then she's answering. Then Bozo interrupts her. And she doesn't even really get to speak her piece. And then she gets attacked on the sentence she didn't even finish that they finished for her. It's a mind fuck shit. Carry on.
To leave. My question was, why was she still sitting there? If she wanted to leave, let her go. And so my question was, if Son wants to leave, then she be gone. I know you didn't. And so that's why even in the after show, when you said I was an angry black woman, basically, I said, no, that's all.
And I'm like, what did I do, Buzz, to make you so almost angry at me. I didn't understand where that was coming from.
What she said, I didn't know why she was so angry. And I'm like, angry? When did you see me angry?
I don't remember saying that you were angry.
Yeah, you did say I was angry.
Well, I wasn't calling you angry.
I didn't even hear it. I was hearing it for the first.
So she just said, and Garcelle, you didn't even pick up on it. So can anybody in the chat tell me with their telepathy, if you don't feel like typing it in, can you tell me when Bose and Garcelle ever really made a connection that we saw? Can you tell me when it ever appeared like Bose was being really not performative with Garcelle? And down through her going to Garcelle, trying to get Garcelle to talk smack about these same white ladies who she was obviously planning on coming in here aligning herself with after watching other episodes, after watching them dehumanize Garcelle in previous episodes, seasons. She came in and chose to align herself with that after Garcelle didn't tell her and stack her notions of these Karens. Bose is an op. Bose is an op. She might hire people that look like her in corporate spaces, but I bet it's so she can sit across the table from them in times of when it's time to blame a black person, so she not the one they blaming. Allegedly, speculatively. Because she not coming off like a sister friend. You can't be a friend to everybody. You can't. And you especially can't be a friend to somebody who actively macroly aggressed towards the only other black woman who paved the way for you, by the way, so that you can come in and be the exception. See, we don't treat all black people like that. It was just Garcelle. Was like that. She brought it out in us. But see, we like Bose. Bose is a nice negrette. Look at her. See how we all get along with her? She just lets us be how we are. Damn stupid Garcelle. She was asking us all kinds of questions that were none of her business, but we don't think she's interesting because she won't tell us none of her. Please. You guys can already see how this is going to go.
I don't know why she's so angry at me. Yeah. So you were saying
it's like
context of the party.
Say, because you really you kind of were yelling at me. See, now, girl, you gotta straighten up.
You know, is it frozen reason?
Because I don't
didn't know what was going on.
No one has ever seen me yell here.
Okay, you came in strong.
I am strong.
And you didn't know what had been going on. Okay, you came in strong. I am strong. You didn't know what had been going on.
Okay, sorry it froze on that face, you guys. I tell you. As far as that, I feel like Poorito has a lot of freaking nerve to demand that Sutton can't call her Poorito. It's only a continuation of any time she gets around Camille Grammer, and every time she's around Camille Grammer, she has to catch these hands, okay? She has to catch Camille Grammer's hands. Camille does not let up off of Poorito's poorism, okay? She's like, you either don't know what your husband is doing willfully, and I'm not going to break up your stuff, but you can't just come around me and all these fucking Chanel things and sit next to me at a table and act like because you hold a diamond in this friend circle like you are any way above me because all of your shit is smoke and mirrors, bitch. Anytime Camille Grammars enters the chat, that's what she has to say about freaking Poorito for years. So for Poorito to attack Sutton, it further aligns with the possibility and probability that she was trying to come for Sutton because she also was trying to come for Garcelle and they were weakening the friend group. Because why are you coming after Sutton for calling you poor? You should be used to it. It's not even a freaking shock at this point. Right? It's not even a freaking shock. You should be used to it. You should have a thicker skin by now, bitch. You should have some thicker panties on, a thicker thong on, because you should be used to be calling poor. You've literally claimed bankruptcy since you've been on the show of Housewives, haven't you? Hasn't there been the bankruptcy and the owed $1 million and the this and the that, and now the near foreclosure? You just have to pay the $300K on to stop. I mean, it's always And supposedly PK owes millions to Camille's well-known friend. So all of this fake rage at Dorito that Poorito has towards Sutton while I'm off of Antebellum, it still is fake to me because she doesn't even have this much for Camille. But then again, Camille doesn't come around again and again and again. She only gets to come around once in a while, but it is continuous. And I bet if she walked in the room today, Poorito would be like, "So Camille, what's your problem with me?" Because Poorito loves dead horses. She's a hoarder, you guys. She hoards dead horses of other people's wrongdoings while she wants to act like she does nothing wrong and wants to move on in that vein, but will pull it out at any time to beat you over the head with it. That's the kind of shit. Yeah, I know. I don't even like PK's ass like that. But I know he was going through it with her. After sitting there watching her rage talk with veins popping out of everywhere in her emaciated body, her body looked like it's a freaking Skeletor. It looked Skeletor. It looked very unhealthy as a message to young women about stuff, about healthy weight. Hey, I heard nothing feels as good as skinny looks, but hey, that looked scary. That looked hurt. That looked like if you hugged her, like you would feel those bones. Like, I don't know. It doesn't look comfortable. I'm sorry, Dorit, that you're going through it, but you don't get to be mad at us because you need to eat a cheeseburger. That's not okay. Literally 45 minutes of rage spewing last week. And then only to be like, now there she is. Like that's what she was trying to extract. And that also shows that's what they're trying to do to fucking Garcelle. Just knit and pick and poke and knit and pick and poke and knit and pick and poke. And they keep on trying to fuck with her. And Garcelle has been nothing but gracious to these hoes. She's never given us any angry black woman. She's never given us any type of never given us any type of you know, stereotypical caricature of blackness. And that was to her detriment when she first came on the scene. Remember, people were very like, where's the neck roll? Where's the bite back? Where's the clap back? This is not Nene. This is da 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 da. They wanted Nene Leakes, but she's Garcelle motherfucking Bouvet. She's not Nene motherfucking Leakes. So we got what we got. And I personally love that she didn't buy into any of the tropes of blackness or play into the programming of the stereotypes or allow herself to be played against the other bitches. Whenever she would be like, when her and Anne-Marie didn't get along, it was because Anne-Marie was a stupid bitch and didn't know when to STFU about somebody else's esophagus. Because it seemed like a little bit of medical rage going on there. Why are you beating this lady up with her HIPAA file? Why were you doing that? And then you're going to turn to me and be like, you should have checked your white friend. No, bitch. You shouldn't have been asking about her esophagus and playing doctor. That's what shouldn't have happened. Crystal was real, though. Crystal ended up being real. I wish she would come back, but it seemed like she would have so many lulls between her realness that I don't know. It just wasn't giving what it could have gave. Milo, watch out, man. Those are my glasses. Okay, let's finish listening some more. I call bullshit on Dorito bringing that up. Something from 2020. So you've been berating her for 2 years. So for 2024 and 2023 at that time. You were berating her for those 2 years for something that she said in 2020, but you didn't bring up that it was from something she said in 2020 until 2020 motherfucking 5. I call bullshit, Poorito. I call bullshit. And that just goes to further show how somebody helped you research some of this stuff that you're saying so that you can almost have a leg to stand on in your rehearsed rage and indignation towards everyone who's all beneath you. Because you're the new ice snow queen. Move over, Pus Patter. Activate Poorito.
Reality is that is the reality. And you don't want to make it a big thing. And also,
That's my business to talk about, not yours.
You're supposed to know when you are joking, everyone's making jokes about it, and you're walking around with a big ocean spray.
So anybody else who watched this notice how fucking rageful Poorito is? Why is she? And everybody's like, oh my God, Poorito ate at this reunion. Poorito ate. This was her best reunion. This was her year. She got everybody together. I see nothing but an angry white woman. Nothing but an angry, sad, bitter white woman who's flailing in a sea of lies and smoke and mirrors and loveless marriages and bills and first questionable friendships, trying to create moments so that she can stay on. The reason she was able to pay the $300,000 past due on the freaking mortgage, allegedly, which is her job on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Because what else is Puerto doing? What else is she doing? Does she get paid to wear other people's clothes that they say she rents, and she got banned from the store because she would return them so much or something like that, allegedly? We don't even have to talk about her questionable robbery, which is still questionable. Still questionable. Because even since that happened in 2021 or whenever it happened, look, and that's the other part. Poorito's such a fake bitch. She just said, oh, I talk about you being drunk because you brought it up in 2020. Well, bitch, you got robbed in 2021 and we still got questions, but we can't ask about that or talk about that. But you want to sit up here and justify you talking about and implying that Sutton is a freaking alcoholic because of something she said in 2020 when something that you did in 2021 is still a question? Bitch. Bitch. See, that's what the fuck we dealing with. Colonizer mentality.
I bring my own ocean spray to pour in a drink. Who cares?
If I wanted to paint you as an alcoholic, would be doing a hell of a lot more than what I've done.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, why do you make a threat like that? Actually, it's not a threat. It's a promise. No, it's not a threat or a promise. Why do you want to be so nasty like that?
All right. Well, I will say.
You talk about it.
It was the only time it came up this season was this joke, right?
It was one passing comment, such a huge thing that it became a thing. It became a thing. It never had to be.
I mean, is there a point that if you had just been like, funny? I mean. Yeah, I think. We certainly wouldn't be.
That is insane for Andy Cohen to imply that she just needs to brush off rumors that she's a fucking alcoholic when all the times before the one time that he's specifically talking about, Poorito brought it up and then referred to her being on board the ballet board and her being a high society lady. And so she was attaching like the stigma of alcoholism to Sutton's brand as to defame it and bring it down like it's a problem if she is the alcoholic and also participating on these boards. So this is bullshit, Andy. I call bullshit.
Discussing it right now.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I should have laughed it off. And you wouldn't be discussing it now.
But why can't Poorito laugh off the freaking robbery? Why can't that? Why does everybody have to do what Poorito? Who put Poorito in charge? Why is Poorito the boss of the thing? Because she's yelling loudest? Is that what's happening? So now we're listening to the lady with the most veins in her neck. I don't have any veins in my neck. Now we're listening to the lady with the most veins in her neck. Is that the new rule? The most bone showing and the most veins in her neck is the new person in charge? Because why does she have to just brush it off when Poorito doesn't brush shit off? Every single thing is an issue with Poorito. Why has Andy Cohen never turned to Poorito and said, well, Poorito, you've been making a big deal of this for like many moons now. Why can't you just laugh it off? He's never turned to her and say that. I smell op behavior.
But that being said, what is also clear is this is a very sensitive topic.
She
doesn't want it joked about.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity,
And now she realizes it more than ever, except for she apologized for the same shit last season. That's what I'm saying with Poorito. She doesn't have no new tricks. It's all smoke and mirrors. All she does is talk about other people and then talk about the same issue again so that it's talked about at the reunion again. So then she fake apologizes again and then she does the same shit again. And then she's at the next reunion again and she got by a whole nother motherfucking season and we didn't see nothing but her complain about everybody else.
Joked about. Is that just for me? Because
I think it's for
jokes about it. Joked about by anyone.
I don't think she wants it joked about by everybody. By anybody.
She was saying, "I'm wearing vodka. Ruby red is my color." I'm wearing vodka tonight. All right. It's my favorite color.
Actually, ruby red is my favorite.
So I mean, who's allowed to joke?
Me.
You're allowed to joke.
Yeah.
Right. So that's usually how it goes, Poorito, is that we can talk about ourselves and our family members, but other people can't, especially people who have actively shown disdain for me and mine, as well as actively tried to paint me in a negative light for others to see. Yeah, bitch, that's how it goes. Why does she get to act so? And people think this is great. People think this is fucking great. They think Poorito's great right now.
Anybody else? Can it just be mine? You can have whatever you want. I'm just trying to get the rules clear because a lot of other people make jokes. You really like the rules to be very straight. When it comes to you, they need to be very clear because you have to watch what you say and watch what you do.
Okay. The low blows continued. Lisa Barlow described Dorit as pretty. Sutton said, when you've had enough surgery, anyone can be pretty.
Yeah.
Dorit hit back.
She hit back.
Saying, why hasn't Sutton done it?
She hit back real hard. That's what's going to happen from now on, Sutton.
Okay. You're gonna get exactly what PK gets.
I'm going to hit back harder.
All right. Oh, you were upset that Kyle and
threat.
Okay.
No.
It's a promise.
No, that's a promise.
That's a promise.
She's going to do it. She's going to do it. You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
All right.
Thank you. These days are done now. Think that we are going to get anywhere.
Yeah, me too. Things came to a head at St. Lucia when Erica said that Sutton has a tendency to kick women at their lowest.
Let me be clear before this part of the segment starts that I do not believe asking people questions on this platform in particular about stuff that's in the news is kicking women while they're down when they never answered the motherfucking question. So all of a sudden they understand the definition of intent. So they do understand the subtle nuances and layered complexities and intrinsic behaviors of what it takes to be friends and relate and connect with other bitches. So they know exactly how they're treating Garcelle. I'm glad she's so defined and clear right now in her sassy tone of indignation towards Sutton, because that is actually what she feels about Garcelle too.
Her intent with you
is that the intent coming from those two, because they're not part of the Fox Faux Five, is somehow malicious, because the Fox Faux Five's intent towards them is always malicious. It's projection horror.
And with Dorit and Kyle.
What is she humiliated to force a reaction out of? Yes.
Humiliate? Bitch, you stole $25,000 million from the people and you're about to have to go to court in the middle of next month. You're about to have to go to court in June on like June 10th, bitch. And these two are trying to humiliate you?
Mamas.
I'm sorry, you guys. Wait just a second. Mama, I'm live. What's good? Look at the outfit. Okay, the outfit. Mother's texting me, you guys. Let's see. A text. The glasses. Yeah, you look beautiful. That's gorgeous. You are so funny. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Go for it. Okay? Peace. She's looking for her Easter outfit. Okay, you guys. Let's see. Uh-oh. Damn it. Show me what you're working with. Okay, let's finish. Let's see some of these comments real quick. Sorry if I'm taking too long, but so far I'm very reactionated to these hoes, and they haven't even really started getting on my nerves yet. Um, yeah, my face froze really funny when I was doing a mimic. I was mimicking one of these bitches, and look, that's what I get. I got froze on a Poorito rage face. That's what I get. That's what I get. Okay, so we have the subscriber shelves is in the house. Thanks for coming through. The heifers were jealous of Garcelle, and Bozo is a yes man. Yep, she's an op, Nita. I'm gonna watch with you. Yay, yay. Larger, your lighting is much better without the window behind you. Oh, okay. Okay. Um, I'll go back over there, but I wanted to sit this way so I could watch it. Um, I'll try to let me see. But it's frozen right now too. It's still frozen, right? On my screen, it's frozen. Um, Bose is definitely who Garcelle was referring to about Ken. Yep. Negrette, haven't heard that in a long time. Yep. Never communicated with Garcelle. She's a clown. Fancy. They need a whole new cast. I'm over all of them. Me too. Mademoiselle, thanks for coming through. Apple Charm, thanks for coming through. Connect, thanks for coming through. High Vibe, thanks for being here. Why didn't anyone mention Poorito calling PK a raging alcoholic on national TV? That's her, yep, that's her psycho go-to insult. Exactly. Reality Diamond, thanks for being here. Erica is being kept on the show as they go in and follow the trial. Oh, great. Sutton is relieved that Garcelle has left because it means she can be friends with Kyle and not be criticized or called out for it. Yeah, that's a good observation, Freddie.
Asking you questions to humiliate you?
Cool Girl on Twitter said Sutton yells and throws tantrums when people clock her hypocrisy and bad behavior. Garcelle, what's your response to that? I would say sometimes it seems that way, yes. It depends on who's pushing her buttons. I mean, we all have our limits. We all have things that irks us. I'm really pissed right now. What are you pissed about? I'm pissed.
Oh, let's rewind that. Here it comes.
Yes. Asking you questions to humiliate you?
Cool Girl on Twitter said Sutton yells and throws tantrums when people clock her hypocrisy and bad behavior. Garcelle, what's your response to that?
Why would Andy ask Garcelle what the fuck is Sutton? What was the question again? What the fuck, Andy?
Weaponizing or picking it. Cool Girl on Twitter said Sutton yells and throws tantrums when people clock her hypocrisy and bad behavior. Garcelle, what's your response to that?
So he's asking Garcelle what is her response to a Twitter user saying that Sutton has tantrums? So you see how like they keep making them go together? It's them layering Garcelle and Sutton and only validating Garcelle when it has something to do with Sutton. Are you guys clocking T? So Garcelle by herself isn't even a whole person, but since she's fucking with Garcelle, but since she's fucking with Sutton rather, she's worth at least having disdain for. But we wasn't fucking with you a second ago, but now that you have somebody to fuck with you, I
I would say sometimes it seems that way, yes. It depends on who's pushing our buttons. I mean, we all have our limits. We all have things that irks us. I'm really pissed right now.
What are you pissed about?
I'm pissed about all of it, honestly.
Well,
All of it, since I've sat here on this couch. So I don't want to answer any more questions, honestly.
You should see the looks on all their faces like, but if she doesn't answer our questions, then none of this will work. We'll look as stupid and crazy as we sound. We have to have her participation in order for our plan of domination and entitlement to contrast against your grace. If we don't have it, we have to let go.
You feel like people are piling on Sutton, or?
And then she's saying that she's pissed. So she just, like I'm saying, she just got asked a fucking question about Sutton's feeling something. Nobody's let her finish a fucking sentence. Now they're assigning her responsibility to Sutton somehow. She says, oh, I'm pissed about this. This whole thing has been fucked up today. I told you she came in with the fuckets. Garcelle came into this reunion with the fuckets. Something happened. I don't know what. But she came into this reunion with the fuckets. She looked great, but she was already done. That test, the litmus test she did with Kyle in the first episode where she was like, oh, hi, Kyle. And Kyle didn't look at her or say hi and then said hi to Bozo I do talk to black people. And then Garcelle leaned over to Sutton and said what she said about, oh, I think Kyle's upset or something because she didn't even talk to me. And even in that moment, what did Sutty Sutton do? Not a motherfucking thing that a friend would do. Not, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. Nothing. So she just got asked about some shit for Sutton and says she's pissed about everything that's happened today. Frankly, and she's not going to answer any more questions. And even Jennifer Tilly turns to her and is like, well, is it because of something that happened to Sutton? No, bitch, it's because my name is Garcelle motherfucking Bouvet, and y'all bitches keep asking me about Sutton. I'm going to rewind it a little. Let me see. Am I missing something? I mean, we know they chopped it up. Like, oh, kudos, Erica. Can you give back any of the burn victims' money?
That's a lot because it was unfinished business.
And it's not only unfinished business. There had to be a point during your lower moments after the Tom Girardi affair that you thought, I'll never be able to do this again.
I think I was going to, I remember days that I didn't think I was going to make it through the day, much less ever do anything again. And so you're right. That's why it really felt good. And my son came, my mother came. It was
the son we can't talk about, but you demand everybody else talks about everything else. Okay. And how does Rihanna feel that you are a Savage X Fenty spokesperson, but your son that we never see testified against her husband in his most recent trial?
I'm testifying tomorrow. I think you should know because it's going to be TV. I said, okay, great. Yeah.
It's kind of wild because for someone who has very much demanded his privacy be his privacy, and
right. I'm glad he got to reveal himself his own way.
Yeah.
Not through association on the show. So he has his own identity.
Yes.
And his own life.
What's your relationship?
Because I refuse to talk about my life so he could have his own life. By the way, Garcelle, what's interesting with you?
These days.
I see that kid all the time.
Yeah.
We're super close. The one thing, thinking about like the last 4 years and, the Tom of it all and the trial and all of that shit, the one thing I gained out of all of it was a closer relationship with my child. And I mean, this sounds hokey, but it really is.
You know what? We don't care because we never got to know anything about him. So, like, this is just like listening to paint dry right now for me. I don't give a fuck, Erica.
Great. If that's what it took to lose everything that really strengthened my bond with my son, fine.
What was your relationship with him as this whole Tom thing blew up?
We were strange, but certainly not talking.
What was his relationship with Tom?
He's known Tom since he was 6 years old. They were very close. And it's been hard on him too. It's not a good story to be attached to.
I want to talk about Chuck E. Cheese.
Are you kidding? We're at Chuck E. Cheese.
Erica, when you arrived and took your blindfold off, what was your first thought?
I had a choice because my intention was like, oh, this is adorable. And then I thought, wait a minute, are you being made fun of? For a half second. And then I thought, no, go with it. Have fun. It was a little sad that she thought we were going to the private airport. Like, are we going to we're going to Van Nuys? Right. I was like, are we getting on a plane? Right. Yeah. No,
I'm noticing a lot more smiles ever since Garcelle pointed out that nobody was smiling. Now they're all looking around, smiling.
It was with a mouse.
Yeah, with the mouse.
I gotta say, I love your therapist. First, she teaches you about empathy, then she calls your behavior not pizza party behavior.
I was not given a pizza party. I was actually met with a lot of judgment.
You didn't get a pizza party because your divorcee made you into the villain. And then you
participated.
Worse.
Yes.
That's not pizza party behavior.
Yeah. I think that these women have known me being married and holding up the walls of a crumbling marriage and, just shambles and legal scandals and all this stuff. And then going through a dark period where I was mad and drinking and acting a fool and being mean to everybody. But now you see me emerge. It's my nature to be more this way than what you've seen, that vicious on guard animal.
Yes.
Why haven't you divorced?
I don't think so. And what we can't see right now, but I can, is while she's talking about how when she was being a drunk, puss patting, pouncing, cougarish who cussed out 14-year-olds, you can tell by the look on Garcelle's face right here that she's remembering that because the way she's looking over there so she never had to answer. Garcelle never got a real answer for that. She got to blame it on her drinking. And now she's sitting here laughing about it. And Garcelle is like really just like some more on top of it, some more reason to be like, fuck it and fuck Erica specifically. Why does she get a redemption arc, but Garcelle's been the only one that's been held to accountability? Wire fraud relating to embezzlement. Erica's going to have to answer for wanting to keep those earrings. Marriage and sickness and in health, or is it just till you spend burn victims' money and somebody gets caught?
Nothing good would come of this.
Michael from Pioneer Town said, for years, Erica's been so upset that people just won't wait for the facts to come out. Still haven't been charged of any.
So she put off talking about this shit for 4 years because she couldn't talk about it because it was in litigation. And now, specifically the part she refused to talk about in litigation is out of litigation. We asked her about it after being patient for 4 years. And her answer is, oh, it doesn't matter what I think. And she doesn't answer. You see that? But Garcelle would have had to answer some shit. And the Foxville 5 would have triangulated and all pounced in to make sure that shit happened. Okay?
Have any of the people that turned their back on you come back around? Really?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You guys. So that's the first
Coming up.
here. So that was the second segment. I hope I didn't talk too much. Let me see. Get my glasses. Read these comments. Oh, these bitches are on my nerves. I still have my target, right? Do I still have my goal? It is in 7 minutes. And we got it in Zai. Here you go, babe. Okay, you guys. So I still have a little time left on my freaking goal. I can make a new goal. Here you go, babe. I can make a new goal because I told you I was going to need a drink to calm down after this. And it might be a green tea, but it's still a drink. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Thank God Garcelle left. A bunch of demon spirits, Mademoiselle said. Mademoiselle says these people think they can just keep abusing people and people are supposed to take it. Mademoiselle also says, who wants to hang out with poor Reed? She's delusional. Shelf says, okay, I'm not the biggest Garcelle fan, but what the fuck is this? Mademoiselle says, Garcelle should have said how fake they all are to pick fights with her at the reunion. She didn't have any issues with them during the season other than a couple of comments. Exactly. DT, thanks for being here. DT says, hey, LRGA Curves and Curvies, hope all is well. What the fuck is this shit we're listening to? We're listening to the finale of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and we're going to listen to why is Garcelle walking off. DT says, right, 100, they have to watch Fraubaldia have a redemption arc episode, not paying back these victims, but Garcelle is being held to account. Exactly. Exactly. It's like fucking delusional. These fucking house whores of Beverly Hills. It's horrible. It's horrible. I can't. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell so you can get notified when we upload videos here. Now I'm going to go back a little bit. And here we go.
Relationship with my child. And I mean, the self behavior. No. You know, I think that.
I want to hear Erica.
You told your girls you may be a lesbian too?
Seeing where it all started, seeing your origin story for your antebellum Missy Ann ways. I'm not saying Messy Ann. I'm saying Missy Ann from Roots. That's who I said.
Being there.
She got her antebellum raised, homegrown, down in the antebellums.
Feeling it.
Yeah.
Crystal was right. Crystal was right.
You know,
Oh, she was looking at the Fox Faux 5 and motioning to the Fox Faux 5 when she said that, and she wants to be better so she can be their friend. And Garcelle's face right now is, you guys can't see down because I'm frozen still, but it's like, yep, that was like the final pin. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel you, girl. I feel you. Missy Ann just sold you to the last plantation. She sold you off the plantation. Mm-hmm.
but just do better.
That's great. Well, thank you for opening up that part of your life. I know that was probably really tough.
It was pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
And
So she took Garcelle to Antebellum to meet Queen Antebellum Reba to find out that Sutton is Princess Antebellum, Missy Ann, and had Garcelle endure that experience only to come back and have it be so that the rest of the Karens can be her friend. Really, bitch?
is going to say I love you once a year. Well, she said it twice now.
I think this is a good time to take a break. We'll be right back. Coming up.
Okay, so like I said, I think Garcelle has had the fuckets since the episode aired, and the ladies had said that Sutton was going to be in the hot seat, and then Garcelle ended up in the hot seat, and then they asked Garcelle about Sutton the whole time. Sutton says she doesn't want to talk. Nobody gives a fuck. And Sutton continues her campaign to make it the Foxfo 6 instead of the Foxfo 5. And really, she wants to be a part of the Barbies. But Garcelle went with me over to the place. Let's get into some comments. Right, 100%. We have to watch Friday. Garcelle held to account. Bio Richards, lesbian baffles me. Garcelle is living her best life and walked away from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. This is this how to leave without being a petty. Yep. This worm. Yep. Garcelle is living her best life. Yep. Sutton is rich and boring. Exactly. There's only one black Real Housewife franchise left. Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16. Kyle Richards is vile. Brit's is worse. Yes, Brit's nasal thing is worse. Yeah. Yes. Brit is beautiful though. Sutton is so weak. This is why Reba doesn't like her ass, because she's weak. Okay, it's coming back on. Let's see. He's asking Twitch about something. Rest in peace.
Well, I want to take a moment to acknowledge our friends and food.
Crystal just dropped. She has a freaking, it looks at least a freaking tennis ball size freaking smoky crystal she's squeezing on. And she's getting ready to have to talk about her lies of splitting from Maurice. And the thing jumped out of her room, out of her hand. And she has to get up and go chase it. But did you guys hear? Allegedly, Kyle, they were talking about who would have leaked the story that they were separated, and allegedly it was Faith. What's her friend's name? Resnick. Faith Resnick allegedly is the person that spilled tea. And that's what I heard allegedly anyway.
Oh my God.
It like literally jumped over there. It didn't want to be near her negative energy.
And her next chapter.
She is sitting here holding a thing. They're talking about her next chapter. And the table is about 3 feet away from all the ladies so that there's room to walk, right? So it's at least 3 feet away from their feet, from them to the table. And it's even further than that because it's in her hand on the cushion part of the couch. He's talking about Mo.
A scandalous paparazzi photo in Greece brought Kyle's new reality into sharp watch.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro.
Cut. I'm like thinking about you in this condo.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what I'm thinking about, Kyle? I'm thinking about your husband and you and what the dictators and the lawsuit and all of that could have had to possibly do with this fake separation that turned into a real separation, possibly still a fake separation, because you've been gallivanting around with Morgan Wade since 2022 at the first BravoCon, bitch. She was at the first BravoCon with Morgan Wade way back then. Just them two out. Yes. And then also that year, Morgan Wade's then boyfriend, girlfriend, both had something to do with the agency. So whatever's going on has been going on. I still think and speculate allegedly that somehow something to do with the dictator situation in that house he did the inappropriate stuff with, where he got fined and had to give something back and whatever. I still feel like that has a lot to do with this whole fake separation thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up back together in like a year or two.
No responsibilities over there. He is a fucking lose. He seems really happy. Watched it about 8,000. How was sleeping at Dad's? Where are you going at what time? I don't know. Can you tell me? Because I want to come. You were not invited. The idea that maybe I could be alone.
I think Kathy is crying at this package, you guys.
Old person. scares me. I don't know what's more sad. If he didn't want to fight for me, or if he wanted to and did not how. Either way, he didn't.
Is there any part of
So her saying that he didn't want to fight for me or didn't fight for me and didn't know how, that implies that there was something that came up that she was like either said she wanted XYZ or he needed to, something was known to her that he could have done that would have looked like he wanted to still be with her. So that means that something was done. So what was it? And what would it have looked like? Like, what would have been the necessary component for her to feel like he was still fighting for their marriage?
that hopes you and Mo will get back together?
I don't want to answer that question right now. You also had infidelity. Who did? You did. With Mo?
This is definitely the unspoken thing. No one brings that up.
With an Instagram?
No. Have you seen social media?
Mauricio Umansky was caught with a mystery woman.
You know that I would never want to do anything on purpose that would hurt you or the kids. I'm sorry.
Seeing these photos, I think it makes it pretty clear that this is permanent. How did we get here? If we care about each other so much, how did we allow this to happen?
All right. Where are you in?
Yeah, Kathy's crying, you guys.
Oh, currently in your separation. Has anyone filed?
No, we're literally just the same, and we're
Told you they're bullshitting. Nobody's filed. We got this whole season of a dance again. We can't talk about Morgan. We can't talk about Mo. We don't know anything that's going on with either. Kyle is a smoke and mirror something. She's been on the show for 14 years. Granted, we've seen her kids grow up on the show. Even all that was just so we wouldn't have to talk about some real stuff going on with Kyle. Like, somebody put in the comments, what has Kyle's storyline been that she's willing to talk about? Because that's not like all just cloaked in mystery and feels like we're playing fucking cloak and daggers. But remember how she treated Denise Richards? Denise didn't want to talk about some bullshit that had nothing to do with her being a housewife. And Kyle Richards forced her to try to talk about the brandy of it all. Remember? She didn't want to talk about it. And she was made to talk about it. And people like Erica, people like Vile Kyle, they don't ever have to talk about shit. And can remain boring and uninteresting.
talk, not all the time.
Do you talk?
And why this whole freaking reunion, anytime, like I said earlier, anytime it times for Kyle to answer a question for Kyle, she gets awkward and quiet and can't complete a sentence all the way and stumbles over her words. But when she's interjecting on Garcelle, she speaks fine. When she's asking Garcelle, well, are you smiling at the people? She speaks fine. When she's turning and saying something to somebody else about something that's none of her motherfucking business, she speaks just ever fine. And she's not twitching. She's not doing that weird shoulder twitch thing she does or nothing. But now she's asking about her and she can't even hardly finish a sentence. Are you guys hearing this?
About where you're going? No.
She won't even speak words. She's just like sitting here shaking her head. No.
Are you crying because you?
I'm not crying because I'm like, oh, I don't even know why, to be honest.
And now she's crying and she says, I'm not crying. And then she's like, I am crying.
Hard for me. I have no idea.
You have no idea. In the first episode.
No. I've never heard or seen anything about BK. Would Mo tell you?
Oh. That's part of why Poorito's really mad in all of this, is because Kyle gets to know things that Poorito doesn't get to know about, things she has a right to know about. She has a right to know about what the fuck her husband's doing. Even in divorcing times, like you feel entitled to that information. I can totally see that. And have somebody who's air quotes your used to be friend who knows all of your dirt who's also now sober and being a sober friend to your now sober husband. And they both know how you like talking to people, which we got to see demonstrated in the whole episode 2, reunion part 2, was Poorito demonstrating her communication abilities that PK had commented on when they went and sat at the table. He ended up telling her, no, we're not going to be talking 5 times a day, babe. No, we're not going to be doing that because you're toxic as fuck. I need more healing. The longer I'm away from you, the better I feel. I'm sorry. Nope. Nope. You talk to the waiter bad. You talk to me bad. You're always talking out the side of your neck to me. You ruined my fucking high so bad that I wanted to get sober. And now that I'm sober, when I hear you, you trigger me because I realize that you were a buzzkill the entire fucking time. Liver's racked and you were the fucking problem.
I doubt it, but I haven't asked. I don't think so. I think there's you. I don't know. PK being like a notable person.
Garcelle's pretty much been stuck to her word. She's been on Beyonce's mute challenge pretty much, except for like 2 times when she got asked about motherfucking Sutton.
If anybody saw him dating, it would get out.
I think so too. Sutton, last year you said the streets were talking about PK. What are the streets saying now?
No, I don't listen to the streets anymore.
You don't?
Quit the street.
Sutton has on a whole fucking tiger joystick for a bracelet that I'm just now realizing 45 minutes into episode part 3 of the reunion for Beverly Hills. I'm just realizing she has a whole freaking joystick style Cartier tiger bracelet on, like it's sticking up. I'm just noticing it.
Streets mean.
Well, I'm so confused.
Oh my gosh, like it's totally sitting up at least like 2 fucking inches off her. Isn't even, I think it might be 3 inches off her wrist. Like it's at least a middle finger long. That's about 3 inches, right? And it's like it's sitting on her wrist like it's a little pet diamond and gold leopard with his tail.
That was really a mistake.
Oh, it's a tiger.
In the first
Not a leopard, but it's good diamonds and gold. I bet those are black diamonds.
episode, Kyle, you said that you had never before questioned your sexuality.
I'm still figuring things out myself. I still am. What I said last time altogether, it was so much for me to say. I couldn't believe I said that. I have never, ever questioned my sexuality in my life, ever.
But when public speculation went into overdrive, you started to question things. And then you would even talk to your daughters about it. Tell me about that.
I mean,
Did you guys kind of notice that the seating is weird? How everybody has to look over the person that's sitting to them and their backs are kind of to them? Like Jennifer Tilly has to look around Garcelle, who has to look around Sutton, who like is kind of turned looking at Kyle and Andy. But I don't know. It kind of feels like, I don't know if why it's different. Like Kathy doesn't seem as turned and Erica doesn't seem as turned.
my husband, sorry, this is my sister Kathy, trying not to laugh over here, by the way.
As a matter of fact, Erica just sat back flat. So nobody's angled kind of on the Poorito couch.
You got it.
Let her get it out of her system. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, pill to swallow.
Okay.
Well, so no, what I meant by that was, you know, people.
Like Garcelle has literally kind of been peeking around Sutton the whole time, whose shoulder has kind of been like, towards Garcelle, like literally like giving her the back of her shoulder, kind of like she's more turned body language style towards Kyle. If they were on a date, they would say something about she was wanting to be with Kyle.
Oh my God. Okay, let's get out of this one. Get kicked off. I don't think so.
You can't get kicked off for laughing.
When people, and I know that the illusion was that, you know, all this stuff was going on, there was photos, but, you know, when the chatter first started happening before.
Kathy's having to bite her fingers. She's cracking up so hard. I love people that can't stop laughing. Like, especially like on Saturday Night Live or comedians and something when they can't stop laughing at themselves. Oh my gosh, I think that's hilarious. Because I myself, you know, I always say laughter's the best medicine. and I do it often. Like I like will just start laughing, and then that triggers more laughter, and then it turns into a real hearty laugh. Like sometimes to the point where like tears are streaming down my face, and I needed a good like you know belly aching laugh, and it's so much fun. Just like I told you guys, hug yourself really, 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 really tight, and tell yourself you love yourself. And then when you let it go, you're gonna feel like all kind of tingles and a rush of energy. I swear, I swear, I swear. I swear, the people who've tried it before, put it in the chat. Be a disclaimer. It's happened, right? I swear.
That, it's my fucking lunch. Thank you, love. Why is it so stand like that?
That's what I'm so Jesus. Okay. Jennifer Tilly, I know the great toast in there for us.
So he gave them all renditions of the cocktail that got the party started with the animosity between that perpetuated the animosity between Suddy Sudden Antebellum and Poorito with the whole watermelon cocktail. Is there alcohol in it? Who you asking, is there alcohol in it? Statement. So they all are all getting up with their drinks. I'm surprised. I mean, they have on freaking ball gowns and he gave them their drinks before they're standing up. That's weird. Like, let me get up, fool, and then hand me my drink. Anyway, it was nice of you to hand it to me, though. But now they're all trying to get up and not spill this red and purple drink on their freaking couture. And when Suddy Sutton gets up, her and her dizzy ass who's had her shoulder to Garcelle the whole night, the whole day, has not ever said anything in pro Garcelle. This whole reunion, now it's over. They're about to do the toast, you guys. And Garcelle is standing up, and Sutton's been simping for Kyle the whole time. But when she needs somebody to hold on to right now, when she's about to fall getting up, she reaches out for Garcelle. Fucking user.
I don't know.
Should we stand up?
Yeah, let's stand up. There are all kinds of ships.
Well, Garcelle also offered her hand because Garcelle's a real bitch through to the end. Here comes Jennifer Tilly's toast. And
so Jesus.
Gold ships, there's silver ships, there's Louis Vuitton ships, but the best ship in the world is friendship.
Oh, wow. Cheers to another fabulous season.
So everybody's cheersing, and the only person that Garcelle cheers is
there are all kinds of ships. There's gold ships, there's silver ships, there's Louis Vuitton ships, but the best ship in the world is friendship.
Oh, wow.
So she puts her glass out, and Sutton didn't clink Garcelle's glass. And Jennifer didn't really clink Garcelle's glass, like, in any way prior to going to the group. At which time Garcelle is pulling back, taking a sip of the drink, while everybody else in the room, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's even noticing that Garcelle's not participating. Nobody notices. They're all smiles, leaning in to do a toast. Garcelle is sipping the drink while they're doing the toast, you guys. Smiling, clinking. They don't give a fuck. They don't even notice.
Perfect. Cheers to another fabulous season. I'm excited to see where this group goes next. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Cohen. Good night, everybody.
So she sips the drink. Everybody's all cheers, cheers, cheers. She puts her drink down. It doesn't seem like it's good.
Good.
Doesn't seem like Andy likes it. The faces look sour. Some of the people like it. They're eating the watermelon.
Well, guess what? We're gonna get a cast photo.
And Andy looks right at Garcelle and says, guess what? We're going to get a cast photo. Garcelle's picking up the hem of her dress, talking about, I'm out. Here, I'm going to let this play out.
I know that you have a great toast in there for us.
Oh, I don't know.
Should we stand up? Yeah, let's do it.
God. There are all kinds of ships. There's gold ships, there's silver ships, there's Louis Vuitton ships, but the best ship in the world is Fred ship.
Oh, wow. Cheers to another fabulous season. I'm excited to see where this group goes next. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Cohen. Good night, everybody. Well, guess what? We're gonna get a cast photo.
I'm out.
Oh no.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing it.
Garcelle, that's really unprofessional. That's not cool. Garcelle.
Now, in the history of Real Housewives of any franchise, insert franchise, when bitches walk off, somebody goes after them, somebody goes and checks on them, somebody comes, somebody checks. Usually when bitches are crying, they get past some tissue, they get a hand on their shoulder, they get oh, here's my shoulder, they get consoling, they get acknowledged, when Garcelle has emoted in this group, they usually tell her to stop feeling what she's feeling, and she didn't experience what she experienced, or she misunderstood her experience, that she's explaining her feelings the way she's explaining her feelings. And to be attacked, that was an attack, because she didn't have a problem with these people the whole season. She didn't have a problem with the people. She asked a couple questions. The rest of the time it was shits and giggles. I mean, where did all of this come from? Except for that they planned it like they always do. And she just doesn't want to play anymore. She came in with the fuck it's, and I bet the way that Kyle feels like Mo could have done something to demonstrate that he wanted to still be with her, or had it for her, that she could continue with him, without Morgan in their future, then that could have still been a possibility. But it doesn't seem like, from what we see based off of these little minutes, Jennifer Tilly called it out. She said, you guys shoot a lot. We only see a little. So I don't know what got left on the cutting room floor for us to not know the true why. I mean, it could just be totally done with Karen's. I can see not wanting to be around Karen's for another fucking season, even if the pay is good. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. Please. Better chillax. I am not putting myself around these viper pits who obviously don't even see me as one of them, to the point where I can even feel my fucking feelings. And these bitches get to run around acting like they're accountable and we haven't heard shit. And now, oh, my feelings don't matter. I don't need to talk about it after I didn't talk about it, Erica. Pus Patter. It's a lot. And like she said, she has accountable. She gets held accountable and is accountable for her part. She apologizes. We can move on. These bitches don't ever acknowledge what they do, nor what the fuck she says, and then cut her off. So I'm glad she stopped talking. I'm glad she stopped playing. Access to power. Access is power, rather. Period. She removed her access, but thereby removing any power they have. And that's why people like Poorito, who feel like they had it over her, Poorito doesn't care that Garcelle left. Oh, that's unprofessional, Garcelle. Says the most unprofessional one. They said that lady last year in her freaking red ninja outfit with her one baby thing on her forehead. She held up production for 2 hours to put that fucking red curtain on last year. That's unprofessional, bitch. This melanated goddess enduring you guys for all these seasons and through the entire reunion, through the toast, means that she's fulfilled her contractual obligations. And now you guys have a new reunion. Now you guys have a new freaking reunion special of not having everybody in the cast photo from now on. How about that as the new role? Okay. Now we're going to listen to the women prove Garcelle right. The women aren't her friends. Nobody cares what the fuck she's going through. Nobody cares about her. She doesn't get any grace. She's feeling a kind of way. She's obviously upset. She's been a friend to all these ladies. She's not done one thing more or with malice than any lady here where there's been some malice shit done towards her. And watch what's about to happen. Now, while I said I didn't see all this whole thing, I said I saw some clips. And this clip right here about the app right here when they're...
Oh no, I'm not.
What? Real? What? Oh, of course not. Garcelle?
No, I'm not doing it.
Garcelle, that's not cool.
Okay.
Why are you leaving?
I don't want to be in the cast photo.
Garcelle, that's really unprofessional. Garcelle.
Is this out?
We can put a big cutout of Garcelle into the cast photo.
She would.
Jennifer Tilly immediately makes a joke and says we could put a big cutout of Garcelle in the cast photo.
That's all right. I hope we have a cast photo.
Andy said she's the one that says, I hope we get a cast photo.
Hope we can talk things through, work them out in it.
Real? What? Oh, of course not.
I'm not doing it.
Garcelle, that's not cool.
Okay.
Why are you leaving?
I don't want to be in the cast photo.
Garcelle, that's really unprofessional. Garcelle.
Is this out?
We can put a big cutout of Garcelle into the cast photo.
She was the one that said, I hope we have.
Honestly.
I hope we can talk things through, work them out, and at the end of the day, we actually get a cast photo this reunion.
Sutton is sitting on the couch, y'all. Sutton is sitting on the couch. She's all the way out of the building, and Sutton hasn't come to look for her, find her, say, Garcelle, wait, nothing.
Guys, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want cameras here.
She said, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want cameras here.
And I've never been on cameras. I'm on the team later. But this is the team. It's not good.
Honestly, didn't even know there's memories. Honestly, what happened? I don't know.
She already has on her red striped Adidas, and Sutton is standing there pontificating, really looking up to the sky like, I wonder what's going on, whispering about, oh, I don't know. I don't know why she would be mad. It's just really seeming unfair. And Garcelle is like, why would I even be around these bitches? Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares. She already has on street clothes, and nobody cares about her enough to come and check on her, see if she even needs a tissue, which usually a bitch that leaves a stage needs a tissue. Right? Sutton, her best friend of 5 years, is whispering, I don't really understand it. I don't really understand it. I don't really understand it.
It's unfair. We've all had it unfair on this place. I mean, you got the shit beat out of you every year. This is like child's play with children. Like literally, it's nothing.
But she said we didn't smile at her.
People aren't exactly smiling. We're not going to a birthday party today. That's not cool. And you know what? I say we take the photo. Oh, we'll do the photo. You know what?
So let's just fuck it. Nobody check on her. Let's just take the photo. Fuck it. Let's prove her right, because this is what America needs to see, is Karens being Karens in training, ops being ops in training. Antebellum, Missy Ann, thought you was my friend. You about to sell me up the river to the next plantation, bitch. Op behavior. And always making a joke of it with some fabulous jewelry, Jennifer. And fucking Andy. And I think something else was said perhaps about the I think something else was said perhaps about the legality and whether or not it was defamation for Garcelle to speculate like it's been in the news and the newspapers and the blogs and with 4 people on Twitter, 4 million more like on Twitter and Reddit, that think the robberies could have been set up. And even Andy was like, they left your phone, like it's really suspect, you know? But again,
Let's do it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. It's been an amazing ride. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, but I'm done. I'm done. I am done.
Stand tall and pretty.
they're all standing there smiling big and pretty. Bose is like, yay, I'm the only one. They're all fucking assholes. Garcelle, the guy in the room is looking like, oh shit, who say that? Look, he's like, who say that?
I am done.
Stand tall and pretty. She left.
And Sutton finally came to the room after Garcelle was all the way in the car. After Garcelle was all the way in the car, you guys. Did anybody contribute to the Calm Down Fund? Let's see these comments. Oh, we can come over to your house next, Crystal. Let me see. I'm getting ready to stop. So I dropped that. Sutton was so weak. That's why Reba doesn't like her. Corey's in the house. Thanks for coming through. Oh, it went to the next show. Let me stop this. So Corey says, when she not in the thick of it, she'll be gone from this world. Hey fam, Faye, that spirit saying there's no help for Kyle when the thing jumped out of her hand, right? I do think Sutton is weak woman. She is from Augusta, Georgia, with a different accent. What about the fact that Morgan travels with Mauricio and Kyle on a couples trip with Poorito and PK? Exactly. Exactly. This has been going on for years and years. This was before she came out with Kyle. Yeah. Kathy Hilton do need to be Bravo money either. Let's see. I really don't care anymore about Vile's marriage. The rumors have always been true since LVP days. Fake, fake, fake. These women are not Lisa Vanderpump. High vibe. This was predicted season 1 by Kyle by the medium. Yes, it was high vibe. The dinner from hell, Camille Mauricio's been cheating. Yep, that part. They have so much sympathy for each other. Typical. 100, 100, 100. I love Camille Grammer. I think that's why Kyle was laughing because she knows Kyle's BS games. Oh, that's why Kathy was laughing because she knows her BS games. That's right, Palaver. Andre says Candace Dillard, too problematic, just like Ashley Darby. I do not agree in any way. I think Ashley Darby is a problem in and of her forehead self. Whereas I think that who's it? Candace is the reason I started this channel. I don't think she should have got her hands put on her. I think she was the quickest with the words and slayed those hoes, and they were reduced to primal anger. Freaking allergies. Oh, anyway, let's see. Um, but everybody has their person. Jen has real money. Jen. Oh, Jennifer Tilly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, Jen Shaw. Somebody was showing the documentary of her earlier. Andre agrees. What are men? Mauricio isn't accountable. Exactly. High vibe. um, sorry, you guys. Kyle is so Mo is an innocent victim and couldn't resist. Okay, girl. Yeah, because the people will throw their panties on stage and he's lured in by the scent. Uh-huh. I know. That's the way it is. Kyle Richards' husband's from Mexico. I'm a man too, right, Andre? Anymore. So the rumors are true. He has been cheating on her. Hey, Shelves. I'm noticing about myself too, child. He is technical Mexican, but not Latino descent. Oh, my neck is good. That part, not the middle finger long. Hey, y'all. Hey, Darren. What's good? I don't blame Garcelle for doing what she did at the end. And shame on Sutton being phony when those ladies can't stand you. Right? I mean, Antebellum much? Sutton? Yeah. Missy Ann much? Yeah. Hey, Darren. I think Kathy is flying to the sky. Yup. Like Sutton, I know you're not that clueless on what those ladies done throughout the season, right? Dina the Explorer, thanks for coming through. Kyle didn't think about her daughters when she was parading Morgan around last season getting matching tattoos. And now all of a sudden I don't want nobody to talk about it because I need to talk to them first, bitch. Right? They think we're dumb. That part, Dina, they think we're dumb. We're just like, bitch, come on, you can stop playing in our face already. I mean, we do give you our time, which in turn pays you a nice little hefty something. You can at least not waste it playing in our face with our time. You know what I'm saying? I hope her hourly takes off the show. Mademoiselle H, no. To work was over. Mademoiselle says, we don't care what poor Rita has to say. High vibe 5. I meant 5. Yeah, because we were saying that she has every right to freaking leave, right? What does poor Rita know about professionalism? Exactly. She will spend all afternoon taking freaking content pictures, trying to get the costume free and having everybody wait for seasons. Been called out on it several times, jokes about it, and is going to call the black woman who fulfills her contractual obligations unprofessional as she leaves the space. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mama Joyce, you ain't nobody's friend, right? That part, Dina, we need to understand. It's too bad. It's too sad. You know, as we get older, though, we get to understand that it's not the quantity of friends, but the quality of associates. And if you happen to have a friend among them, then you're blessed. The older we get, you know, um, it's very beautiful. There's like a whittling down. Yet in this space, I do wish that she would have been provided an opportunity to really have created real friendships with these ladies. And for Boz to be like, oh, friend of the, I want her to be my lifelong friend after one season of her wearing me as an ass helmet. It's just a lot. That B port thinks that B port thinks she's owned someone, right? Poorito girl, bye. Trying so hard to clinch that diamond for 15, season 15 out. I will not be watching. It's now on pause with Potomac. Hello. They need storylines and punching bag. Find someone else. Can't wait for Bose to get hers, right? Bozo the clown much? Hello. We need more we need more BTS behind the scenes content like they did in the past before the new episode aired, right? Yeah, it would give us a little context. It would, you know? The previously unaired episodes and stuff like that, we did used to get a little more context that way. Right now, they really have it looking well. I mean, was there really another way to edit these Karens not being Karens? I'm glad at least we see. Gah. Oh, hey, Krista Marie, are we going on? Are we going on? I don't have a link because I'm live via YouTube. Sorry, babe. Um, Darren Hood says that was very unprofessional to do. For her to fulfill her contractual obligations by engaging in all segments of the actual reunion and not participating in a photo is to you being unprofessional. Hey, we all get to be something in life. I get it. I get it. Maybe you feel, hey, that's, I don't agree with that. Chris is sorry. No worries. Don't worry. Sutton is so fake. I can't with her anymore, right? I mean, Garcelle literally made her likable. Literally, I cannot stand any of them, just like Potomac. Garcelle was too nice. They're all trash. The faces of Dorit, Bozo, and Vile said, oh shit, she's not going to be here for our target. Nope. They were like, oh shit, it might have to be one of us. Nope. G said, nice try. Sayonara, bitches. That's right, Palaver, that part. Oh, we need to go over to Krista's house in a minute, you guys. I'm about to wrap this up. Let's see. Hey, Mademoiselle, just got back from Doc. I hope everything's excellent with you. I'm claiming optimal health for all my curvy crew. Yep. Oh, you're getting ready to go on at 3. That's gonna be 3 my time. I have a class, so you get started, and my class is like, yeah, I'll come right after my class. Yeah, yeah, I still have class in like 15 minutes. Um, Emmanuel's in the house. Manny, send it to Manny. Hey, Curves, I love Garcelle, but can you admit she can't read anyone? Yeah, I don't care that she can't read anyone, though. To me, that's not house. Like, people have what is a housewife to them, right? And we're all entitled to that, right? So to me, a housewife doesn't need to be like a nasty read downer. She doesn't have to be, a person who has a fake lifestyle in order to look a certain way on set. And even though she's in rented Dolce, she's reading a bitch down, and that's more acceptable than an authentic human experience with a person who's valuable enough to connect with because she's brilliant in her own right. You know what I'm saying? And she happens to have style and is a freaking bit of a legendary icon, but nobody wanted to give her due and wanted to pretend like Erica being in Chicago is more than being the legend of Fancy, really. But I can admit that you're right. She is not a reader. And I don't need my housewives to be readers. I'm tired of this nastiness. I'm tired of the fakes. And that's what you get with these readers, because they're trying for moments. They're like looking for a moment to read, instead of just having a fun time, going to lunch. Everybody's waiting for a chance to say, name them, name them, name them. Who gonna check me, boo? Everybody's waiting for their opportunity to have that instead of the opportunity to entertain me with your reality, which is enough. And if you happen to be a reader, then great. And if you're not that much of a reader, then I don't need a whole cast full of broke ass almost readers. And like even Poorito, she's not a reader. She rehearsed that whole rage scene. She rehearsed all of that. But you're right. She can't read anyone, Manny. I get it. Garcelle said, bye. Final optometrist. Yes, cataract. Oh, right on. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. I had cataract surgery. It's going to be a bright, sharp looking day. Woo. Yeah, you sent me the StreamYard link. Yes, 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 yes. I'll come over there. Horito, Dorito, Bile, Richards, Futton, Sutton. Mad they got to fight each other now. Yup, that's true. Yup, yup, yup. When you got the time, watch the interview Carlos did with Crystal and Cynthia. It was interesting. I saw a clip of that. It does look interesting. And I do not mind it. Oh, right on. However, I like that song too. None of the salty swashback society can read or drive. Yes. Right? They really can't. Nobody over there can. Nobody in Beverly Hills can. I'm glad she did not come over there with that Nene energy. I love Nene Leakes, and I feel like she should be back on TV. And I'm glad that Garcelle is Garcelle Boo motherfucking Vay and not like Nene. There's only one Nene. Not everybody, not every black person can play basketball. We all don't like watermelon. We all don't like fried chicken. We all can't dance. We all can't read. You know what I'm saying? Some of us can swim. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a monolithic thing happening over here where we have to constantly be entertained as if everybody has to be a basketball wife reader, you know? And even that gets really tiring to be part of. Like, it's a lot of energy reading bitches all day. It's a lot of energy, you know? I can feel like it's a lot of energy to be reading bitches all day. Yeah. I mean, there does come a time in a grace period where you just kind of start letting shit go and pick your battles instead of reading bitches all day, you know? But I get it. I get it. We get used to characters, we get used to stereotypes, we get used to, oh, look, Krista, my teacher just said, can we meet later? Right on. So I will be over to your house in 8 minutes. But yeah, you know, I appreciate though that Garcelle held a space for 5 years that was free of typical stereotypes, that was free of characterizations of, that was free of the programmed typicalness that is reduced to Black culture. And then she played into that. Instead, Garcelle came in, and I feel like a lot of the reason people are mad is because her Haitian popped out the whole time. She was never colonized by these bitches. She never acquiesced. You don't like I'm asking questions? So what? I don't care. I'm my own person. I'm going to do what I feel like doing. This is how I feel. This is what I'm doing. My sovereignty is to myself. It's not to you. And that's that Haitian blood in her. You know, the Haitians weren't colonized. You know that, right? Now, they did end up in this really fucked up contract where while they weren't colonized, they had to pay France for not colonizing their ass. So financially, they were got colonized, but physically, they are free. So, and I feel like that part of Garcelle also is why her character and personification of Grace is such that she didn't have the same triggers as an American Black. Like the way she sat down and asked even Kyle that very first time about her, well, would you have asked your white friend this? She didn't have a neck roll. She didn't have an eye roll. She didn't have a tone inflection. She didn't have any of the caricatures of Blackness that we see like on Basketball Wives from Evelyn Lozada. You know, we didn't have that from Garcelle because we don't need it because Garcelle is not that. She's Caribbean born. And while she's Black, her experience and triggers are not going to be the same as people who were in this country as foundational creators of this greatness and don't get to participate in it completely. Yet we're still both owed reparations. Both of our cultures are owed reparations. But our experiences of being Black in America motherfucking are very, very different. So she's not going to have the same triggers. And I'm glad that she didn't play into having to have the same triggers and that she's stood fast in an opportunity to exist in Blackness other than reaction and reactive to colonizers in a way that you play into what they want you to be for them to play with you. Like the whole time Poorito was digging at Sutton, and then Sutton finally said, "Oh, what, honey?" And then she's like, "There she is." That was also a demonstration verbally of how the energy was with what they've been doing with Garcelle for the last 5 years, just fucking with her kids, fucking with her, gaslighting her, triangulating her, devaluing her feelings, having no compassion for her, not listening to what the fuck she says, not caring what the fuck she goes through, you know, laughing at her behind her back, plotting on her all the motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? And then when she finally reacts, "Oh, you're not professional. Look at you. You're not professional. That's not cool." You see what I'm saying? So shout out to the Real Housewives of Karen's in Beverly Hills. I won't be watching. I literally was not going to watch, and then they put Garcelle on. I literally was not going to watch anymore because I was like, fucking Karen's. I am tired of these white lady problems. Like, I want to be that rich and have one of those problems, maybe, right? But I wouldn't be on TV complaining about all this shit. For real, for real. And so I wasn't going to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I had also boycotted freaking Real Housewives of Atlanta ever since the season 12 when Nene left and closed her computer and they didn't make it right. And I still feel like nothing right is going to happen on the Titanic until they bring Nene back. But I think I might go back to not watching because I don't appreciate Bozo's energy enough to support her in her being the next melanated goddess on this platform. She didn't support Garcelle. She said she watched the show and came in and put Garcelle's number one antagonist on as an ass helmet. And then ended the season jockeying for potential libel action against Garcelle by saying that that's illegal and that's legal action and all that stuff on Garcelle for speculating, which is protected speech, by the way, freaking Bozo, by speculating what others speculate. Okay. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's finish these comments and then I'm going to go over to Krista's house since my teacher just texted. Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. When you get the time, watch. Yep. Yep. Larger. That's my song. None of that salty swashbacks. Love our shady poet laureate. Yes, exactly. Garcelle was authentically herself on the show. And that's what we loved about her. Yep. Darren Hood. Yep. Meanwhile, Val Richards still looks like soybean squashed in the horse's hoof. And Poorito still looks like washing line blown away in the wind. Yeah, she does. She looks ghostly, ghastly. Yes, yes, exactly. And neither is Evelyn. Exactly, right? 100%. Yep, this is what I call the house whores of Beverly Hills. That's what we should call them. I mean, they're because they're fame whores for sure. Yep, still boycotting. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna watch. I won't be participating. They won't be getting my view. Um, I might be. I mean, if other people that I support review it, then I may watch those. But I'm really not trying to give them any extra energy. Yeah. You know how when you go to one of those Catholic churches and they have the candles up there at the front of the church and they have that they have that long thing with the little cup on the end and they use it to put the candles out far away? I feel like me not watching does that to their power of views. I'm just like putting out my little light over there. Yep, they won't be getting my shine no more. I'm not going to help them build any of their brands or nothing. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Garcelle was the saving grace for me. Literally, she was the saving grace. Poorito should be the last person to speak about being unprofessional when she held everyone out. Yep, last stage. Yep, knowing taping and stuff. Yeah, all the time. So true, Larja. I get those microaggressions constantly. Like you're different from Black Americans. Yep. You don't use slang. Yep. I'm like, I use slang. I just don't play with you. Exactly. Horito Dorito, calling people unprofessional, but her left toe and fake British accent was unprofessional. Exactly with your little microaggressive tone. Exactly, 100%. Yes, yes, yes. So, you guys, thanks for coming through Two Larger Curves today. And thanks for hanging out. I hope this was fun for you. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell, so you can get notified next time I upload a video, and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community. We're growing over here in the YouTube streets. See you guys next time. Peace. Let's see if this is going to even end. Because you know this was frozen over here this whole time. I've been frozen. You see it's been frozen the whole time. And now it's spinning. I don't know if it's going to let me even end this thing. Let me see. If I go here, maybe if I just X that. Thanks for hanging out, Curvies. Close the program.